Right then, YouTube fans, this is my first ever Let's Play, which is getting recorded. It's also getting live streamed, so we've got to bear that in mind. I can't remember what I was going to say because I've completely gone blank. GG. For those people who are actually wondering, it is a lot brighter on stream than it is on the game. I've deliberately managed to brighten up the... yeah, whatever that thing's called. Let's start the game.
Don't forget, some things mustn't be forgotten. The shadow hunting me. I must hurry. My name is Daniel. I live in London at Mayfair. What have I done? This is crazy. Don't forget. Don't forget. I must stop him. Focus. My name is I am Daniel.
Balls! I forgot to unmute the mic. GG. That's one for Twitch fails. I know you too well. I mean, suits of armour scare me, particularly in this game, for one reason. Weeping Angels. If anyone's actually seen custom story map called the Casa, you'll know exactly what I'm on about. And this one there, I'm not going in there for a particular reason. I remember what was in there. Because you're just going to lose your sanity anyway. Book of the Dead. Roaches. Or whatever they are. Let me in. I mean, there's still things about this game that I'm still discovering, even though I've played it like, what, 300 times? Well, it feels like 300 times to me anyway. Like, the other day when I was watching somebody play, I didn't even know there was a tinderbox hidden behind here.
Of August, 1839. I wish I could ask how much you remember. I don't know if there'll be anything left after I consume this drink. Don't be afraid, Daniel. I can't tell you why, but know this.
I choose to forget.
Try to find comfort and strength in that fact. There is a purpose. You are my final effort to put things right. God willing, the name Alexander of Brandenburg still invokes bitter anger in you. If not, this will sound horrible. Go to the inner sanctum, find Alexander, and kill him. His body is old and weak, and yours,
young and strong.
He will be no match for you. One last thing. A shadow is following you. It's a living nightmare, breaking down reality. I have tried everything, and there is no way to fight back. You need to escape it as long as you can. Redeem us both, Daniel. Descend into the darkness where Alexander waits and murder him. Your former self, Daniel.
I think it's time to open the first bottle. This is what I'm going to be drinking just in between time. WKD, even though it does chroma key perfectly into the background. WKD Blue Original. Oh my god, I forgot how strong that is. I've already had a pint today as well.
Alexander, is it inside the castle?
In a manner of speaking. Come, bring the lamp. You've been to the refinery, have you not?
I don't believe I have. Is it connected to the... what did you call it?
The inner sanctum.
My most precious chamber, Daniel. And it lies well beyond the refinery. In fact, it lies beneath the very stone of Brennenburg.
A lot of people don't actually know what this stuff actually is. This is what you call the shadow. Unfortunately. Now I'm going to go through up until storage. I'm going to be going from now up until there quite quickly because I played this so many damn times that I know exactly where to go and what to do. And also I know no monsters in this half are actually real. I'm actually going to come back and do all the messages in a bit.
Bruh.
Fuck cheers. But nearly 9 out of 10 people who have seen play this do not like cheers, or boxes, or barrels. I was trying to deliberately like move it slowly, see if I can chuck it, but no, it just breaks instantly, more or less. Also, that clicking noise that you can actually hear, that's him grinding his teeth. Not a lot of people know what that is either.
Is old and hasn't been tended to for centuries. When the shadow arrives, it won't take long until things start falling apart.
Yeah, like there.
Anyway, let's do what we can.
There isn't much to be done about the wars. We should reinforce weak structures. The ground will tremble and there's a risk everything will cave in on us, especially downstairs. Here, and there. Let's get the servants working on it.
16th of May, 1839. The unflinching African sun has continued to plague our expedition, making it impossible to dig until dusk. How Professor Herbert managed to find the location in these vast plains of nothingness remains a mystery to me. When I asked him about the tomb again, he told me about the legend of
Tin Hernan, the mother of us all.
An interesting story in its own right, but I can't help feeling there's more. Later that evening, we uncovered a passage beneath the dunes leading to a sand-covered stone structure. The professor was confident it was the tomb we sought and ordered the others to clear the way late into the dark, cold night. Tomorrow, I shall lead the men into the ancient structure, hoping to reach the burial chamber. No matter what the professor is keeping from me, the dig should yield something interesting to take back to London and the British Museum.
Yeah, it did. You get killed by it. I can swear there's something else here.
You have to be swift when you activate the first one. You hear that? If it stops, you'll have to start over.
Isn't all this a bit excessive?
You can never be too careful, Daniel.
By the way, pages like this, I'm not going to bother reading. I've heard it too many damn times. So if you're on YouTube, feel free to pause the video. I think there was a page in there and then a page in the beginning room. That first monster there. I'm actually going to show you something. Not a lot of people know about this one. I'm deliberately facing this way for a reason. Puffy monster. Hashtag Steve. As people like to call him. There's a page in here that I've got.
17th of May, 1839. My hands tremble as I write. I feel a need to document my tribulation, for I fear that my memory will fail me if I linger. Today, I took some men and ventured into the dark, ancient passage we uncovered. Our torches burned faintly in the murky air as we slowly made our way underground.
Well, no
The men
shit.
were superstitious and fearful. They argued loudly, and I felt their strange language getting to me. I mustered my strength and yelled at them to continue down the slopes and broken steps. The crudely carved passage confused me. It looked much older than the 4th century structure we had expected. The twisting path emerged into a great antechamber. The walls were lined with statues unlike any I'd ever seen. Despite their unearthly quality, I felt a strange familiarity toward them, which haunts me still. At the far end of the chamber, a great slab of stone sealed off whatever lay ahead. I gave the order to raise it, and as I pushed through the narrow space, the heavy stone suddenly dropped, sealing me inside. I was trapped.
Yay! Page in there. And this next page is going to make me pass the fuck out.
th May, 1839. unforgiving stone wall for what seemed like an eternity, I realized it was hopeless. I was trapped. I fell to the ground, gasping for air, trying to focus. That's when I saw a faint blue shimmer. My weakened body was heavy to carry, but I managed to push myself toward the enchanting light. It was waiting for me. Enclosed in dark nothingness, I felt myself drawn to the mystic light. I reached out, closing it in my hands. The faint glow escaped my fingers and began to spark brightly and spirit me away, unlocking alien memories of spiraling towers, endless deserts, and impossible geometry. The next thing I can remember is the grating sound of stone being lifted, the voices of the Arabs pulling me to safety, and grasped firmly in my hands was the broken pieces of a most
peculiar relic. And whilst I've got half a chance, Stefano! Right, have you finished spreading your shit all over the place? Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for hindering me. I just needed that. Next up, wine cellar. That was a bad idea doing that.
Where did the Baron go?
Who cares? He left us enough wine to last us a lifetime. Or at least until tomorrow. Ba, 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 ba. One out of four. Two out of four. I'm leaving that room last for a reason. Yep, that, because I'm going through this at quite an alarming speed to where I'm not giving chance for my character to catch his sanity back.
Oh, feels like my
Chest is going to burst.
My God!
Will I do something?
Accept it. We're not
Getting out there alive.
How can you
Say that, Alexander, you piece of shit! Let us out of here! Yeah, I'm basically going so damn fast that I'm not allowing my character to gain his sanity back. Now, for those people who've ever played this, will know that there's going to be a calamine. I'm not quite sure if they've fixed it or not, but there is a way of like keeping that door slightly open. I'm probably gonna pass the fuck out because my sanity is just dead. Yeah, I'm deliberately not picking that up for a reason, just so I can try and block this door open. See if they have actually fixed it. I don't think they fixed it. It doesn't keep it open all the way, but it keeps it open enough to where it makes it more easier to unblock. There goes my center. No, they haven't fixed it. Okay, enough with the flies already. The laboratory. Oh, somebody sounds pissed off. I'm already ... That's how fast I'm moving through the game. I'm just not allowing the sanity to recuperate.
There should be more coop rats. Let me see.
On one part,
And one part. Aqua force.
Yeah, have something to eat. 'Cause we will be dealing with you pretty soon. Yay! More shadow and shit. Right then, all monsters from here on out are real and should be treated with the greatest of care. Basically, don't piss them off.
It sure is dark in here.
Yes, and there's a good reason for it. But you can light the lamp now if you wish.
What's the reason? For the darkness, that is.
Stay close. Be careful not to stray.
What's the reason?
Why is it so dark?
Pay attention, Daniel. It's important that you keep going straight and make sure not to stray.
I'm making sure you've despawned.
I found my... What was that? 25th of June, 1839. I feel the need to continue this journal, even though it was intended for my journey to Africa. This must be something very important.
I just know
I
it.
just know it. I've taken it upon myself to piece the orb back together, but it's been more difficult than one might think. The pieces are behaving strangely. They seem to change color, shape, and texture, but ever so slightly. Yesterday, I took careful measurements and notated any significant markings. Today, I confirmed my suspicions. They were changing. I was terrified and rushed off to see the finest geologist in London, Sir William Smith. I approached the subject with care, and we discussed how rocks change form. He told me about the nature of glass, how it eventually collapses on itself, like ice slowly melting over the course of centuries. Smith eased my mind a bit, but I can't escape the feeling that these shards have otherworldly properties.
By the way, that first page, I've got that it's a talking bit, so my bad. Yay! Also discovered you can throw a box in that and unblock it instead of trying to unclog it yourself. Here we go. Hashtag invisible water monsters and shit. Oh yes, I know about you, my friend. I know too well about you. Yeah, have the Book of the Dead. Alright, and now there's two ways you can actually do this. A, you can either take your time and jump on all the boxes, or B, you can just sprint. And I mean sprint. Now we have our new friend over here. Right, chuck you over there, chuck you there, chuck you there. I like to spread it out for a reason. Next up, chasing! Now this is where I do have to concentrate because my part does start going 10 to the dozen. But there is a rule of thumb in this. Stick to the left. I tend to keep right. I'd rather just blast the doors open rather than stand around shutting them. I mean, it does actually help that I have got this chase scene down to a science. Room, the guest room. demon pack.
What would they want with my journal? 2nd of July. The French.
I keep forgetting about the reading bits.
Third of July, 1839. Today I picked up Herbert's things at the customs house. I dug through the trove of documents he had carried and found a log detailing the expedition. The nature of this text ranged from quick notes to colourful accounts of transpired events. I skimmed the pages, trying to figure out what might have happened. May 17th, the day I was trapped inside the orb chamber, Herbert dryly states, "Recovered Daniel after 1 hour of entrapment." This confused me greatly. I was suffocating within minutes. How could I have lasted an hour? I continued reading the peculiar text. Herbert states his facts without judgment or passion, but suddenly I could read frustration into his text. He pushed his men to investigate the underground tomb, an effort which seems to have strained the minds of his men. Madness spread through the ranks, and Herbert had to take some extreme measures to continue. He finally visits the chamber himself, where he retrieves the orb to the surface. His account
Confuses me greatly.
If he has the orb, what are those pieces in my drawing room?
Piles of shit. Book of the Dead.
Daniel,
What?
still having nightmares, I see.
Yes, I can't shake them. They come every night.
We'll put a stop.
Yay!
You'll see.
If anyone actually heard that, I'm presuming everyone did.
The key. Please, let it be here.
I'm probably going to regret keeping this open a tad. I'm going to admit that when I actually saw the monster, my heart literally stopped.
Oh, thank God, there it is. I guess it is a good place to hide it then. 4th of July, 1839.
It's done.
The orb is assembled. I was awakened by an exhausting nightmare. Shaking and sweating, I retired to the drawing room with a cup of tea. The relic pieces lay spread across the table as I'd left them, but somehow I knew how it was supposed to be. I fetched the tar, which I had prepared to fix the pieces together, and without fault I joined them, producing the orb I remembered so clearly. The tar proved unnecessary. It was pushed out from the joining pieces as they merged on their own, with no adhesive. The ancient stone relic now rests on my table. Its immaculate surface and perfect shape could have been molded by a factory. This is all
Too strange. And now that monster that came into that tray room is there, in pieces. Flying corpses and everything. Demon pots. I don't think there is anything in this room apart from this one note. What I think about it. I need to borrow a Book of the Dead. Oh, bloody break we are! I mean, you're not gonna break. You, how pathetic are your windows? Right then. Don't mean to be punny here, but stop. Hammer time. I can't resist. I can't resist.
Let's see what you have to offer. What a mess. I should have sharpened the saw, but I can sense it. It's definitely there.
Now the question is, when I open this here, will that picture change? No. Basically, when your sanity drops, God's truth, I'm in crystal clear. When your sanity is dropped below a certain radar, this particular picture of Alexander changes. I think that's all what's in this room, yeah. Demon pot. Right then, here we go. Into storage we go. Some of that actually rhymed then. Demon pot. I think there's, yeah, there is. And it was on one of the sides. I tend not to actually use my tender boxes unless I need to. I mean, this, I will admit, I've kind of got to the point where I don't need tender boxes because I'd rather just let my sanity dissipate. I'd rather be well and truly hidden rather than be out into the open. Like this room, for example. This has to be dark for a reason because of him. mean, the one place where I start using tinderboxes is in the prison, because that place is like dark as fudge. Vasquez Rose. I don't know if these are bricks or they look like bricks. Any more hidden things that I should know about in this room? No, right, good. Now, I will admit, this tinderbox is a pain in the arse to get. There's no, like, decent way of getting this. You have to be, like, right on the edge of that table to get it. Partially filled pot. I know why I wanted to look down there.
Please, let me go. I won't tell anyone, I swear. I just want to go home. Get away from me! Leave me alone!
All flies and shit. I am not going in that room. I know what's in that room for a particular reason. I mean, granted, you can make as much noise here as possible and won't come out. It's just I know what's in that room. Can't move that. And she's now dead. And this is the very spot where she was killed. Probably. Now we wait. Because I know this monster patrols for a while. That sounded a lot more nearer because I left the door open. So I was preparing to sprint. Disappear. Nobody wants to see your ugliness. Friggin' disappear, will ya? This is not good for my heart here. What heart? What? Yeah. I know what I want to say, just won't come out in words. That's the only thing in this room is that tender box. Oh no, there's one there. Oh no, one there as well. Right. More tenders for the poor. Right, I've got two options for this. I could either sprint past it and get to the door, or I could hide. And yes, I'm using the coward's way out. I don't give a flying fuck. I don't think it actually comes this far. Well, I'm praying it doesn't. Right. Everything is now safe in the world. Oh. Right. After I've done this one puzzle room and got into the prison, I'm going to take a short break on stream. I'm also going to stop the recording for the YouTube video, and then that'll be part 1.
Don't forget your bag, Daniel.
I won't, Herbert.
There is no shame in using a
Parasol
parasol
in the desert.
As it happens, it's imperative to your survival.
But it
Looks ridiculous.
The shade will hurt much less than dying, I assure you.
You have an ascending room. Will it take us to the inner sectum?
It will definitely take care of the vertical part of our journey. So, you have ridden an elevator before?
Yes, the Colosseum at Regent's Park has one. It takes you to the gallery where you can view the panorama.
Good. This ride might be a little longer.
And in the other direction. With this, you've got to get up 8, down 8. And there's quite a few different ways of actually doing this. It doesn't exactly help that I don't know my Roman numerals. Right, 3. 3, 6, 7, 8, 2. I was trying to actually remember the pattern more than anything. Now, a lot of people do get confused with this. Basically, my trick is look at the shapes and then look at the names. So that is 4 phase, which is square. I can't read that right. I think that's Trinity.
5th of July, 1839.
I'm going to get that other note when I go
went
back
to the
up.
university looking for answers. I was able to sneak into Herbert's office and pick up an address book along with some relevant textbooks. Professor Taylor at the Faculty of History was very helpful, and I managed to approach the subject of the orbs. The most interesting aspect was the prevalent trace they had left in our culture. The mythic orbs may, in fact, have inspired the Globus Cruciger, which so many royal regalia holds to this day. In ancient times, the orbs were held by priests as a symbol of the sun and its power. As I was leaving, I overheard a disturbing conversation. Sir William Smith, the geologist, was killed last night. Less than a fortnight had passed since I'd asked for his expertise. I know it's silly, but I can't help feeling responsible somehow.
Yeah, because you killed him. Right, I'm gonna see if I can do this. Somebody was trying to do it last night who I was watching. No, can't. And yes, I'm using my tenders for once. Anything else in here that I should know about? Right. Good. So all good in the hood. Missed. Go. Fire, warm, lovely. Bat, you can't chuck these on. Kids!
July. What episode?
Fuck it, I can't be honest. Can't be asked. Can't be asked whatsoever. Oh, gosh. Down to the depths we go. We're getting off here? Right, cool, right. Let me out! Let me out! Let me out! Let me out! Right, and this is where we are going to go on a short break. Just so I can go for a toilet break and everything. I'm going to pop my character when he can be asked to jump, that is. Here, so he's looking at something bright, so he's not going to go insane. We are going to pause the recording for those people who are watching this on YouTube. I'll see you in part 2.